Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. This is the brother Abakala Alam, here with another hopeful edifying lesson to the elect body of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawahshi. This lesson is going to be surrounded by Esau Edom's technology, robotics, AI, which is artificial intelligence, surveillance, and all this is tied together to the fourth industrial revolution, which is a part of the new world order, right? So these robotics, um, the push for AI, data centers, you know, cameras, flock cameras, for example, cameras everywhere. Everybody's being monitored, watched. It's a part of the new world order, the fourth industrial revolution, which we can just find out what the fourth industrial revolution is, right? And it's a push that Esau Edom is gradually or insidiously pushing, right? Insidiously, right? It's a gradual, it's something done gradually that's basically harmful to you. Insidious, right? And that's how he does everything. It says the industrial, what is this? Industry 4.0 or Industry 4.0, Salakia. Industry 4.0 or the fourth industrial revolution is the ongoing digital transformation of manufacturing, integrating smart technologies like AI, IoT, big data, and robotics to create smart factories that are interconnected, automatic, and data driven, right? So this is all a push to gradually, insidiously, to bring about the New World Order, right? And what is the New World Order? Which is on the back of your $1 bill, which is in Latin, is Novus Order Seclorum. It says Novus Order Seclorum is a Latin phrase on the back of the U.S. $1 bill, appearing on a scroll beneath the unfinished pyramid, translating to a new order of the ages, right? A new world order, right? Adopted in 1782, the Great Seal. It signifies the beginning of a new American era in 1776 rather than New World Order. Yeah, right. That's exactly what this means. This New World Order is a gradual thing. And also, you go to the bottom of the pyramid, right? Let's see. That's exactly what it is. It's Novus Order Seclorum. It's the New World Order. They hear us say it, and they try to come against us. Which that's what Esau pushes. He's an anti-Hamashiach, so he's an enemy of Satan. That's what Satan means. You're an enemy of the Most High, Yahawah bahasham Yahawahshi. So these devils be trying to come against us, however they can or whenever they can, right? To make it seem like we are not saying the truth about anything, whatever we're saying is not true. Basically, what they're saying is a conspiracy theory, right? It says facts about Novus Order Seclorum. It says meaning. It translates to a new order of the ages or new cycle of ages, chosen to signify that 1796 inaugurated a new American era, right? Location: it is located on the back of the dollar bill on a banner underneath the 13-step pyramid. Which that pyramid is I can't remember. It's goes back to some type of Egyptian pyramid. I don't know the specific. Seen a brother video. He was going into detail about it. You know, the history on it, and basically that pyramid is replica or is a symbol of a Egyptian pyramid, which that's why America is spiritually Egypt. It says origins suggest in 1782 by Charles Thomas, the Secretary of the Continental Congress. It is derived from the 1st century BC Roman poet Virgil, right? So they are the Romans, man. Everything this is in Latin. The Romans spoke Latin, right? The Roman numerals, the numbers are in Latin. Roman numerals, the numbers are Roman. That's why it's Roman numerals. The writings or the words was Novus Ordo Seclorum. That's Latin, and that's what the Romans spoke. They spoke Latin and Greek. It says the origin. It says suggested in. I read that. It says context in reference to a sequence or cycle of ages, not a system of government or a new world order. That's a lie. That's exactly what it means, a system of government. They trying to put all these governments of the world under this one system, one world government, one world religion, which is the new world order, man. Everybody knows that, man. But these see how they try to lie about it, you know. It says context is referred to a sequence or cycle of ages, not a system of government or a new world order. It says associated mottos. The pyramid is also accompanied by Annuit Coeptis. Annuit Coeptis. He, meaning the Most High, favor our enterprise. Favor our undertaking. Above it, the date 1776 in Roman numerals at the base, right? So it says it also means he have established his enterprise or something like that. He has established, or we have established our enterprise, I think. I'm trying to remember how, there's another way of saying it. It's not coming to mind right now, but that's what it says. He has approved our undertaking, right? But there's more or less they said they established their enterprise. See, undertaking the same as enterprise is a similar word, enterprise. Enterprise. Which the book of Job talks about that. Enterprise. That's why just Job 5:12. It says he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So ultimately, the Lord is going to disappoint these devils. Devices mean schemes, plots, and they got a plot against you. They got a scheme against you. It's the new world order, the whole globe, the whole earth. These talking about these elite bankers of Edom, the international bankers. They have a plot, a scheme against the whole planet Earth, but the Lord is going to disappoint that enterprise, which is the new world order, right? Because that's how they're going to try to enslave everybody through this new world order, and and um, bringing about this robotic or fourth industrial revolution, which is basically bringing about AI, big data, robots to create smart factories, and I also go to these 15-minute cities, smart cities, you know, making turning people into cyborgs, merging man with machine, which I know they talks about it. Merging man with machine. Yeah, merging man with machine. Let me see. I know they got to talk about it. Yeah, because that's basically what it is, turning people into cyborgs. It says cyber physical system, CPS, compute computation, integrating computation, networking, and physical processes, allowing machines to communicate with each other and humans, right? So basically, that's basically what it is. They're merging man with machine. Let me see, merging. What it's called transhumanism, right? Transhumanism with like yeah, transhumanism is a part for industrial. It says yes. It says merging man with machine. Transhumanism is a part of the fourth industrial revolution. It says yes. The integration of human beings with machines, often termed transhumanism or human enhancement, in a central emerging component is a central emerging component of the fourth industrial revolution, right? The fourth industrial revolution, popularized by Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum, is characterized by the blurring of lines between physical, digital, and biological spheres, man. Right? So that's how they trying to do. They're trying to make people out of cyborgs because they can ultimately control you through these devices, which is a chip, CHIP, nano, micro, right? Conversion of technology, merging with machines, cyber cyber gylation, or however you pronounce that. The fourth industrial revolution technologies allow for cyber physical systems to be integrated directly into the human body, such as neural implants like Neuralink, enhanced prosthetics, and smart devices that can augment brain power, right? So that's basically their enterprise, making man into their own image, which is a machine, a cyborg, and that's the reason why things are going in that direction. So you can understand why things are happening the way it is. Now going back to this article, that's the reason why things are happening. This article from Fox News, it says this is United States Code um section 17 subsection 107 fair use. This is for commentary and educational and documentary purposes. The document, educate, and commentary, right? In this article, it says world's fastest humanoid robot runs 22 miles per hour. That's why they're trying to create these things, because it's a part of the fourth industrial revolution. Their new world order, which is just that, um, the fourth industrial revolution, right? It says China's boat robot sprints faster than most humans and raises new questions about humanoid speed, right? So that's why it says new world order. They're putting all these. That's why it says China, because all these different governments is going to be under the same order. There's going to be one world government, one world religion. That's what they're trying to create. It says a full-size humanoid robot just ran faster than most people will ever sprint. The Chinese robotic firm MirrorMe Technology has unveiled Bolt, a humanoid robot that reaches a top speed of 22 miles per hour during real-world testing. This was not CGI or a computer simulation. The footage shared by the company on X shows a real humanoid robot running at full speed inside a controlled testing facility. It says the milestone makes Bolt the fastest running humanoid robot of its size ever demonstrated outside computer simulations. For robotics, this is a line crossing moment, right? You see it right here. MirrorMe Technologies humanoid robot boat reaches 22 miles an hour during a real world sprint test inside a controlled facility. Right? What allows the world's fastest humanoid robot to run at 22 miles an hour? He says in the promotional video, the run was shown using a split screen view. On one side of the screen, Hong To, Wang Hong To, the founder of MirrorMe Technology, runs on a treadmill. On the other side, Bolt runs under the same conditions. The comparison makes the difference clear. At the pace As the pace increases, Wang struggles to keep up and eventually gives up, while Bolt continues running smoothly, maintaining balance as its stride rate increases, right? And these things are going to be used against you Babylonians in America. This devil is going to use technologies of the sort, like robotic dogs, humanoid robots, as you see here, running up to 22 miles an hour, you know, smooth, graceful, not getting tired, you know, gracefully. Drones, they're going to be using that on you American people, right? It said Bolt takes shorter strides than a human run, but makes up for it with a much faster stride rhythm. That that that's that faster rhythm helps the robot stay stable as it accelerates. Engineers say that performance reflects major progress in humanoid locomotion control, dynamic balance, and high performance drive systems. Speed Speed is impressive. Speed with control is the real achievement, right? The humanoid robot design choices behind Bolt's speed. It says Bolt stands about 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs roughly 167 165 pounds, putting it close to the size and mass of an average adult human. Says Mirror Me says that the similarity is intentional. The company describes this as is the ideal. The company described this as the ideal humanoid form, right? 5 feet 7 inches, 165 pounds, more or less like a regular, average human, more or less. What they say, right? It says rather than oversized limbs and exaggerated mechanics, Bolt relies on newly designed joints paired with a fully optimized power system. The goal is to replicate natural human motion while staying stable at extreme speeds. The combination is what set Bolt apart, right? Because that's why he's more or less he's trying to look merge man with machine. You won't even be you couldn't the way they trying to eventually have it. You can't tell the difference between a human and a robot, right? Is this a natural human? Or you going to be more or less like a cyborg? And then they got these robots, humanoid robots. They having flesh like humans. They look like humans. They mimic human behavior. Their functions is like humans. That's this devil, man. Esau. So basically, that's what he's doing, blurring the lines between reality or real and and artificial intelligence or robotics. He's blurring. He's trying to blur the line, making man into his own image. Cyborgs with these devices and robotics. That's basically his ultimate goal. He's playing the most high on earth, right? And you got these humanoid robots, even though he's like I said, it was intentional for this humanoid robot to be the same, like be an average height and weight of an average human being. They did it on intentional. The functions, the ligaments, the movements, how it was built, it's all designed like that, intentional. So to blur the lines, right? And now he's trying to make humans into robots, right? Putting these damn microchips in you, you know, you can barely, you won't be, you can be controlled, you know, look up what they call biohacking. You can be controlled and monitored by these devils, and that's what this devil is trying to bring about, man. You know, but these people in Babylon, they gonna think how they want to think. It says Boat did not appear overnight. Mirror Me has focused on robotic speed as a long-term priority since 2016. Last year, its Black Panther 2 robot stunned viewers by sprinting 328 feet in 13.17 seconds during a live television broadcast in China. It says Black Panther 2 robot. See if I can find some. So that's it. See what the image is. See, like I said, they're gonna be having these things like this, like that humanoid robot out here hunting you people down. Cause this is a part of this devil's blessing. You know, this is his sword, right? Weapons, man. And this is basically that's what these is. These robots that this devil has put together is a weapon. Can be turned into weapons, you know. And that's what he's gonna have out here on these streets of Babylon when all hell break loose. They're gonna have things like that. These robo dogs, humanoid robots that don't get tired, drones. You know, they're gonna have them out here hunting you people down. You know, just because you giving a warning, these devils acting like I created these things. Now we giving you warning, just like the scripture says, like the Lord said, speak the words of prophecy in the ears of my people and give them warning from me. Right? This is what the Lord said this devil is gonna do, man. I think that's in Hosea. It's supposed to be ears. Let's see. This is Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So like I had said that all wrong. But yeah, the Lord said, give the children of Israel, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that appear to look like the heathen, but they are of the children of Israel. Their forefathers go back to the children of Israel. The Lord is talking to you, because this devil's gonna come down with a sword. All this, he's he's gonna come down with great wrath, and part of that great wrath is him resorting to the sword, because he's being exposed. So only thing he's gonna have left is get the guns out, get the weapons out, and be like a madman. And that's how this devil's gonna come out, man, because he's being exposed. So he's gonna resort to his blessing, which is the sword, right? That's what the Lord told us to do, and that's what we're gonna do. Whether they hear or whether they're forbear, right? As the scripture says, whether they hear or whether they're forbear. We doing this for our own salvation. We giving our warning, so the blood will be off our hands, as the scripture says, man. It says, uh, reports suggest the performance exceeded comparable tests involving Boston Dynamics machines, right? So that's that. Let the weak say I'm strong. These other nations, China, they even surpassing Esau in its technology. Boston Dynamics, I think that's more or less a American-based company, if I think. It says yes, Boston Dynamics is an American engineering and robotic design company headquartered in Waltham, Massachusetts. So they're American-based company. Let the weak say I'm strong. These China, Moab. He's coming up on off these weapons, man. These heathens, they not playing around, especially Moab. They're not playing around, right? Because they think, like the scripture said, the heathen are raging. They think it's they got an ideal in their mind that like the scripture said, the pride of Moab. They got ideas in their mind that they're gonna be the next superpower, like other countries. China's one of them. Russia. They think they're gonna be the next superpower in other countries. India maybe got a possibility, but that's these heathens raging, and that's not scriptural, and that's not going to happen, right? The Lord gonna put all these heathens in their place. That's why the Messiah is coming back. It says in 2025, the company also set a record with a four-legged robot that surpassed 22 miles per hour, reinforcing its focus on acceleration, agility, and sustaining high-speed motions. Right, four-footed dog, a four-footed robot, more or less like you just seen, a damn robo dog, right? That could surpass 22 miles an hour, right? China's interest in robotic athletics continue to grow. Beijing even hosts the first World Humanoid Robot Games, where humanoid robots competed in sprint races on a track, right? So that's these damn fucking coon, these damn 2/3. They wanna they'll sell your ass out. They act like boss. Can we get back to normal? You know they'd rather try to throw your ass on the bus, sacrifice you to these devils in order to act like we go back to the way things were. Forget all this madness, cause this madness is what the madness is them being revealed. And these 2/3 they acting like is is something that we can get over. Um, Whatever it is something we can get over. Can we just use a Negro, sacrifice a Negro so we can get back to the way things were, master? That's how these coon 2/3. That's their mind state, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll sell your ass out and forget about they oppressor and what he's doing, the atrocities, um, the criminal enterprises and corruption. You know, the wickedness that he's doing to to go back to go back to the way things were, because they know even in their spirit who controls things. Job 9:24 says this: the earth was given unto the hands of the wicked. If not, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he, man? So that's how these coons 2/3. That's how they think, man. You know, they rather sacrifice a Negro. And like, can we get out this madness, massa, and go back to the way things were? Can we sacrifice a nigga? Massa, we sacrifice this nigga for you, massa. These niggas that try to sacrifice you on the low. Job 9:24 to go back to the way things were when you was hidden, master. When you was hidden, the wicked wasn't revealed. Everybody thought you was the good guy. Nobody knew who you really were. Now you being exposed. This is madness. The madness that you're doing is being exposed. You madmen, you bloody madmen are being exposed. Can we sacrifice a Negro so we can go back to the way things were? When your deeds was in the dark, nobody knew what was going on. This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So that they know these devils are in power. You know, these 2/3, they know who they not. Some things are evident, as the scripture says in another translation. Right? Some things are evident. It's evident that Esau's in power. You know, and that's enough on this article, because you know I just brought that out to let you know that these robots is the reason why things are the way they are, going the way they are going, is because it's part of the new world order. These robots, which is the fourth industrial revolution, merging man with machines, or AI, artificial intelligence, robots, surveillance, these flock cameras. Even there was a commercial shown during the Super Bowl halftime that they were trying to use everyone's in the community, their ring cameras, as a device, working a network tracking device, through facial recognition to track down this young Edomite uh, girl missing dog, man. And they used the cameras. That's what they showed you on the commercial. They already got that capability, man. If they letting you people know they been had it, that they can track you through these cameras through facial recognition, you know. And that's how this devil trying to come and paint things as it's a it's a benefit for humanity against crime, against this, against that. But he's the fucking criminal of the earth, man. This devil's using this technology for his advantage to enslave you, basically. That's what he's using it, so he can control you and watch you and monitor you. So I Google this. It says, are they using robotics? I meant to put an S in combat wars like uh, Ukraine and Russia. It says yes, both Russia and Ukraine are actively using robotics and autonomous systems in the war, moving towards an era of AI-driven combat, particularly through aerial and increasingly sophisticated grouped drones, right? So they're using these things even in war, right? While aero drones are prevalent, ground robotics (UGVs) are being deployed for logistic tasks, casualty evacuation, and direct, sometimes autonomous combat, such as machine gun equipped remote operated units. So that's why I was saying earlier that these things all can be used as weapons, man. So they're using these things already in war, right? That they can strap fucking machine guns, bombs to these fucking drones, robo dogs, whatever you see here, what they call it, ground robots. This image right here, they can attach weapons to these things, and that's what they're going to be using on the streets of Babylon, because they're using it even in wartime right now. So, you know, to inform you, it's not a conspiracy. It's not, oh, I'm assuming anything. No, it's already been done. And there's videos of robo dogs and things like that. They got machine guns strapped to them and shit like that, man. You gotta look it up. Just 2 days ago, how Ukraine's robot warriors are crushing, I guess, crushing Putin, crushing Russia. Thousands of AI-enabled humanoids, right? So yeah, man, they're already using these things in war, Ukraine and Russia, because they're gonna be using it on the streets of Babylon, which is America. Now, I want to know, I got this video here to let you know Esau's been doing this for a long time. This is this fourth industrial revolution. No, it's gonna go to commercial. You, just you, building your app on base 44. This not in most. This fourth industrial revolution is AI. He's been doing this for some time now, right? This is like it says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. So they've been working this iniquity for some time now, man. It's probably been before. I think it's from my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, since the 1950s, man. They've been using these robots and trying to unite or merge man with a computer. They've been doing that since the 1950s. If I'm not mistaken, from my research, they probably go back further than that. But I think, since the 1950s, they've been trying to merge man with a computer. And this was in the 1984. It says Computer Chronicles Artificial Intelligence, right? So I'm gonna just play a little bit of this, let you know this is that new world order that they trying to perfect. as what the scripture says, they sharpening the sword until they perfect it. Right? They think, like the scripture says, like we read out of Job, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so they won't, so they can't perform their enterprise, right? Or something along that, roughly paraphrasing, because they trying to this is that they trying to they sharpening the sword. They trying to perfect this shit. Uh, they trying to perfect this new world order where that there's no mistakes. There they gonna think they got everything covered, and they can sit back and enjoy the ride. These elites anyway, after they done enslaved everyone via way of implantable devices, CHIP, micro, and nanos. Now they want to sit back and kick their feet up, but the Lord's going to cast his fury upon them, as the scripture says, which is those ICBM nuclear missiles and the laser beams from the chariots, which is the so-called UFOs, UAPs. It says, is the devil trying to perfect this shit. This is Ezekiel chapter 21 and 8. It says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, say a sword is sharpened, and and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, and it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Right? So a part of the devil's blessing, which is the sword, is these robotics, and he's trying to perfect it, right? So he can kick his feet back and not have nothing to worry about, because he already got everything under control. Should we then make mirth, right? It contendeth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer, right? So that's what these devils are gonna do. They're gonna try. They're gonna try to slay. They got a depopulation agenda that they need to control the population and put it under a certain number of people, which there's billions of people on the planet Earth, and they want to put it to millions. So that's a lot of people that needs to be slain, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video and just let you know that they've been working on this artificial intelligence, which is nothing new. They've been working on this for some time now. Boy, look at that. The side, look at that. What was that in that clip there? Yeah, that's what it is. Revelation chapter 13. A nano, micro. They want to put that in you. They showing you there. This is in 1983, right? 1984.
Development is pleased to provide major funding for the Computer Chronicles, the story of this continuing evolution. We knew that was going to happen. Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, sitting in for Gary Kildall this week as Herb Lechner of SRI. Herb, we think of chess as the ultimate game of skill, a game that requires mental agility, intelligence, if you will. Yet here I am playing a game of chess with a computer, which is analyzing board positions and applying a certain kind of intelligence to figure out what its next move should be. That's the subject of our program today, artificial intelligence. And in some people's minds, AI suggests attempting to duplicate the way a human brain works. Is that what AI is, in fact?
Not in most modern AI research, Stuart. Early research in AI looked at duplicating human thought processes, but current AI research is more concerned with duplicating the end result of intelligence. And computers that act as experts in expert systems, and computers that can communicate with us in our language, understanding some of the context of that language, are two areas that are receiving a lot of attention in artificial intelligence research today.
Okay, we're going to meet two of the world's foremost experts on artificial intelligence, and we'll take a look at two fascinating examples of expert systems. One of the leading experts on expert systems is Dr. Edward Feigenbaum of Stanford.
So that's enough. It just, because I'm not trying to get too deep with this video. I put it in the description box if you want to check it out. But just to let you know that this artificial intelligence is nothing new. They've been working on this, trying to make robots or computers as comparable to the human brain, and they're already telling you the that artificial intelligence is a threat to to humans or something to that effect, man. There's a lot of people giving out warning that AI is a threat to humanity debate. They say, I guess, So they got this guy here. I think they say he's the godfather of AI. He says is generating AI an existential threat.
From everything you know, everything you understand,
It's an existential threat to human species, right? I think this guy's they call him the godfather of AI. I think.
of AI potentially an existential threat to the human species? I think that's what I've been saying, yes. It really is an existential threat. Some people say this is just science fiction, and until fairly recently, I believed it was a long way off. I always thought it would be a very long-term threat, but I thought it would be 100 years when we had really smart things. 50 years, maybe. We had plenty of time to think about it. Now I think it's quite likely that sometime in the next 20 years, these things will get smarter than us, and we really need to worry about what happens then.
So he's saying that this AI technology become a threat to humanity and maybe become smarter than us. Will artificial intelligence destroy humanity? So, there's people out there saying that, like you said, there's a debate. So this AI thing is nothing new. Basically, that's the reason why I showed this video. So Yahawah had it in my feed and I put it in my lesson called Yahawah, right? So to show you like they've been this artificial intelligence AI computers with human thinking capability, and all this. This is not a new concept. This is something they've been working on for some time. Going back to Ezekiel, what I read at Ezekiel, they're trying to sharpen this sword, perfect it, right? So they working all the kinks out of it, so it can be more or less to their perfection that they liking, so they can do exactly what it is, slaughter, right? So this artificial intelligence is nothing new. Like it says here, it says the program, the Computer Chronicles titled Artificial Intelligence, Director Nicholas, program number 1024, record date March 16th, 1984. Right, like I said, I think I seen something they were talking about trying to put or trying to merge human with machines or humans with computers in the 1950s. Right, so yeah, this is nothing new, man. This artificial intelligent concept is not new. It's something they've been working on for some time now. It's 2026, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. And like I said, this is fair use. United States Code, Title 17, subsection 107, fair use. This is for documentary, commentary, and educational purposes. So I'm gonna end the lesson off right there, and I hope it was edifying to the elect. And I'm gonna say, call Halayim La, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawahshi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Shalom till the next time, Yahawah Ratazah, which means Lord willing, and why, Abba Ball.